Hey, Allison Verhalen here with AV Writing Services. Today, I want to talk to you about the hero's journey and using it in your content marketing so you can have a bigger impact. Um, I have talked before about what I call the Cinderella formula, right? Everyone knows that formula. Everyone has used that formula, even if you're not consciously familiar with it. Once I spell it out, you'll be like, oh yeah, I do know that formula. It's in every rom-com, it's in all of the action flicks, it's everywhere. So I have a whole other video, blog posts, various presentations I've given on that. So I won't get into that here. Just know that it is available. And I do talk a lot about the importance of storytelling and marketing. So this time, I want to talk about the hero's journey, which is different from Cinderella, right? We all love Cinderella. I love Cinderella, A, because it's simple. And again, everyone knows the formula. It's really effective for content marketing. The problem is not the problem, but something the hero's journey offers that the Cinderella formula does not is the fact that it makes your main character the hero, right? So in both instances, Cinderella's formula and the hero's journey, you want to, or if you're using another formula, I don't really care. I do care that you put your audience front and center. They need to be the main character of the story. So with Cinderella, we all love Cinderella. We all also know that Cinderella doesn't do anything, right? Stuff happens to her and she just lets stuff happen to her. And it's nice that she gets her happily ever after, but she didn't do anything to make that happen. She just kind of existed, right? So the hero's journey, completely opposite, much more active. So it starts, again, I'm sure you've witnessed this, right? You've got your hero living comfortably until they get called on a quest. Sometimes they accept the quest right away. Other times it's very common to have them resist the quest a few times before the universe says, no, really, you got to do this. And they eventually end up going on the quest. They set out on their quest, sometimes with companions, sometimes on their own. They have various trials and tests they have to pass to get the thing that prompted them to go on the quest. And they get the reward. Sometimes it's a physical thing they have to bring back in order to solve a problem, such as medicine for a plague or a special weapon to kill the victim. Other times it's something less concrete, like knowledge on how to solve a problem. That's where you come in, especially if you're a professional service provider, right? You're selling your knowledge. And then they return home with the reward to fix whatever problem sent them on their quest in the first place. And they get to return home the conquering hero. Everyone wants to return home the conquering hero, right? So if you can make them the conquering hero, excellent. Everybody wins. All right. Why use the hero's journey in content marketing? Like I said, storytelling in marketing, so important. It helps make things that sometimes we're talking about abstract things and especially when we provide services, right? You can provide all the knowledge and it's very abstract. Telling it in a story makes it less abstract. It helps make it more concrete. It's still a story. You're still not giving them a physical thing. It's still technically abstract, but in our brains go, oh, that's how that works. Oh, that's why that's important. It makes it really concrete. Also, we are primed to engage with stories. So if you tell a good story, you're going to reduce the chances that they just kind of zone out and their eyes glaze over and you know you've lost them. If you're doing a good job telling your story, that won't happen. Second of all, we are primed to remember stories. You can give them all the facts and figures and statistics, and unless they are a numbers whiz, it will go in one ear and out the other. But a story stays with us because we are primed to remember stories. And again, the fact that that storytelling helps make those abstract concepts concrete for us also helps us remember because now we get it. We get it on a different level than if you just kind of tell us why it's important. So telling a story, super important. Again, make your hero, your audience, the center of the story. They are the main character. They have to go on this quest. They have to use all of they have to go on the quest to get this knowledge that will make their lives better. All right. Now we know why it's so important. How do we use the hero's journey in content marketing? That's a very different question, right? So first and foremost, introduce the problem. Hopefully they already know what the problem is. Hopefully that's what brought them to you, right? We talk a lot about brand awareness in marketing. I fairly recently heard the term I think it was problem awareness or pain awareness, right? They have this pain, this problem that you're going to solve for them. But are they aware of pain? Are they aware of this problem? Or is it something that will hit them later on down the road if they don't solve it now? So hopefully they're already aware of it. That's what brought them to your blog, your video, whatever it is in the first place, right? So identifying their problem, that's the easy part. That's the problem you're in the business to solve, right? That is the topic surrounding this blog post or video or whatever content it is you're creating, right? So it's what prompted them to look for information. Now you just have to convince them to go on the quest to get what they need. Another important part of the hero's journey is the mentor or the sage. That's you. And you are going to introduce yourself as the mentor or sage, say, hey, I can guide you on this journey. I can help get you what you need so that you can come back home the conquering hero. And then you lead them through the buyer journey, right? And this is where the marketing kind of gets into sales, because you do want a sale at the end of it. You also want it to be the right client, right? So this is testing them to make sure they are the ideal client for you. So for example, a free download to get them on your newsletter. Awesome. Love those if they're relevant to your industry, right? So let's say, for example, you're a business coach and your free download is a checklist of certain things they can apply to their website or their business or their sales process so they get better sales. Whatever it is that your sweet spot is, you're going to focus in on that, give them a taste of information in that download so that they can go and use that and apply that to their business. If they come back and say, hey, I want to work with you, you can say, hey, oh, that's great. What kind of results did you get from applying those tips from my free download? And they'll go, oh, I didn't really look at it. Or I looked at it, but I haven't really had a chance to apply it. If that's the case, are they going to be a good client? Or are they going to take the information you tell them and not actually apply it? So that is a way that you can pre-qualify them and go, maybe I'm not the coach for you. Maybe you need someone else, or maybe apply those, put in the work, and then come back and we can talk. You can even phrase it as like, well, I really need to know that I had a coach who did this to me, actually, needed me to fill out some information for her so that once we had our strategy session, we could take the information that I had filled out and apply that in the strategy we were setting up for my business. So we could not meet until I had done my homework, because it was going to be a waste of time for both of us if I had not done my homework first. So you can do something like that to kind of, light that fire under your butt. Digital marketers, I see this with a lot of digital marketers where they will say, let's do a website analysis. It costs, $200, $300, whatever the price is. If they don't want to pay that, they're probably not going to want to pay for your services. Again, they're not an ideal client. Again, your ideal client better than I do, so you can apply this as needed. And finally, reward the victorious heroes so that once they've passed the test, they've gotten whatever, they've passed, you are convinced that this is the right client for you, you can then give them the knowledge that they need to make their business a success, or their website, or their dog training. I don't know. I'm looking at my dog lying over there. So that's why I said that. It popped into my head. I also have a friend who helps with dog training. So if you need help with that, I have a referral for you. So yeah, whatever it is that will make them the conquering hero, give them that tool. Maybe it's a tool that you're selling. Maybe it's some resources. Maybe it's your book. I don't know what that is that they're going to take home with them so they can be the conquering hero. But again, paint a picture for them, just like in Cinderella, right? You want to paint the picture of what it's like to be at the palace, dancing with the prince in the gorgeous ball gown and the tiara and everything, right? Whole 9 yards. Well, same thing here. You want to paint a picture of what it feels like to come back the conquering hero. Especially if this is super easy if you work in a B2B industry, because everyone has problems they need to solve for their business or for their boss. So tell them, hey, your boss will love you if you come back with this solution. Say, hey, I have a way to solve this problem or make this really easy in the business. Here it is. Paint that picture for them, because that will make them employee of the year if it's the best, if it's as good as you say it is, which it is, right? Of course it is. So that's it. That's everything I have for you today on the hero's journey and how and why to incorporate it into your marketing content. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach me always at my website, AV, as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is avwritingservices.com. And that's it. You can reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. Have a great week and happy blogging, everyone.